All right, I want to encourage everybody to continue eating and everything, but I wanted to get things going. First off, I wanted to say thank you very much for coming today. Project Salina, we haven't been able to do this for a while, and it really feels great to be back as a group, enjoying and getting our kickoff. As you know, Project Salina, it started in 1990 when Jack Barr and Jane Kramer observed that a lot of the agencies in Salina, in this time of year, where their pantries were starting to get really bare and everything. And so they saw a need there. You got your Christmas time. People are really trying to do the goodwill at that time, but this time of year starts to get busy, and so people start forgetting about our local agencies. So Project Salina was formed. Project Salina benefits the Ashby House, DVAC, the Domestic Violence, Salvation Army, the Salina Rescue Mission, and the Salina Emergency Food Bank. We work on collecting non-perishable foods. Over the years, we've the Project Salina has learned that it works really well, so we encourage monetary donations, and any monetary donations, making out a check, please make it out to Project Salina. If it's made out any other way, in this day and age, the banks they want it exactly as it is on your checking account. So please make any checks out to Project Salina. But if you enjoy collecting the food items, we encourage you. In fact, USD 305 has already done some collection, and they've collected over 10,000 boxes of mac and cheese. So we're already off to a good start. So with that, I'm going to invite Karen, if she wants to come up and tell us a little bit about the Emergency Food Bank.
Thank you. I have to stand over here so I can operate my PowerPoint. But I'm Karen Couch. I'm the Executive Director of the Salina Emergency Aid Bank. And I just want to thank the Project Salina Board, as well as all of you in attendance, because this is just a demonstration of the generosity that our community has. And I want to show you just how big your impact is on an agency like ours. Magic. Okay, got it. So just to acquaint you with the food bank, our mission is to provide for the emergency needs of food, shelter, and well-being. And we have 3 ways of doing that. First, we have food programs. We also have financial assistance, and then we also have education programs. But I'm here to talk about food because Project Salina is known for providing us an enormous amount of food. And a lot of folks don't realize that our food programs extend beyond just our weekly grocery distribution. In fact, we have 6 other food programs. We have an Assyria Outreach tote program where folks can get a tote delivered to Assyria. They can commute to Assyria to pick up that tote on a weekly basis. And it's for folks that can't get to the food bank during our normal distribution. We also participated with the Backpack for Kids program and the Senior Commodity Box program, both of which are run by the Kansas Food Bank down in Wichita. We're just the distribution method, so we provide those out to the community. We offer a homeless and traveler bag. That's for an individual that cannot take that week's worth of groceries that we normally offer. They can get an on-the-go meal, and they can get that refilled as much as they need. We also have partnered with USD 305 to fill that gap in the summer When the kids that are on the Backpack for Kids program no longer get that weekend food support, they can get a summer school food weekend kit as well for the weeks that they are in summer school. And then we're a partnership with a bunch of the agencies, including the other recipients of Project Salina. We help support the other agencies in town and entities that provide food resources, because not everything that we receive we're able to give out, and sometimes we also have excess. So we provide that out to make sure it gets to the community where it's needed most. But really the weekly food distribution is where the majority of the product that Project Salina collects and distributes to the food bank, that's where it goes out. And so for those of you who aren't familiar with how we run that weekly food distribution, it has changed since COVID. We used to have our lobby open, clients would come on a first come, first served basis, be interviewed for financial eligibility, and then be given the opportunity to make a food request. Nowadays, we have our lobby closed, but folks can just come to the window and they can show us their photo ID and their proof of residence here in Salina County, and we can provide up to a week's worth of food in the quantity that's applicable for their household, as well as whatever nutritionally or culturally fits their household. So no one order is the same, it's all unique. It includes the pantry staples, as well as meat, dairy, hygiene, and other items. And this is why I had to use a PowerPoint, because I cannot memorize these numbers for the life of me. But looking historically at these weekly food distributions, you can see the great increase we've experienced in the last 4 years. So starting in 2018, we served over 13,000, and last year we served over 17,000. So those are 17,000 individuals that receive food through our weekly food program. In terms of food, that means we gave out over 486,000 items out of our pantry last year. So where does all this food come from? A major portion of it definitely comes from big food drives, just like Project Salina. In fact, you can see from 2021's numbers, it's about 18%. The rest of it is divided up between in-kind donations, folks that just drop off a grocery bag for us, something we purchase locally here. We do have a garden. We also have a lot of connections with gardeners who provide us excess produce. And then we have a strong connection with the Kansas Food Bank down in Wichita, where we're able to purchase product or receive government-funded product, just a variety of donated product through that partnership. In total, when you look at the retail value of the food that we distributed, it's approximately $2 million worth of product. Now, the reason why we're here today is to demonstrate that the need is even greater than what it was last year. This is just the first quarter of 2022, and you can see in January we served 530 more people than we did the prior January. In February it was 460 more people, and in March it was 980 more people. And what does that mean in terms of food? It means we've already given out over 40,000 more items out of our pantry than we did last quarter. So if you think that I'm hurting in terms of what is going on in our pantry and in our warehouse, we absolutely are. This is the time of year where we try to stockpile because we know summer's coming, and then the fall and the holidays, but we aren't able to stockpile. Whatever we have, goes out that very same day. If you want to look at it a different way, you can see that we had 156 more households than usual in January. That went to 107 additional households in February, and then a whopping 123 households in March. And then you can see what that order size, based upon the amount of product we're giving out and the number of households, that order size has gone from about 88 to 95, so it fluctuates in that range. And if you count that as the number of individuals, it's usually only like 25 products per person for the week. So what it's telling me as as the director of the food bank, is one, the aftermath of COVID is really that more people are in need, as well as the amount of need that they have is much deeper. They're needing us more often, they're needing us for more products, and the need is definitely there. And in fact, if we continue on this trend, we're looking at 2022 having a 47% projected increase. So I'm looking at having to find about $3 million worth of product. So that's where Project Salina becomes even more critical to us, because I can't do that alone, and I need a community and a support system to do so. And Project Salina is such a blessing to us. There have, especially during COVID, they were able to give us some extra distributions. Normally, there's these quarterly times where we can get product from them and through them. But they even said, you know, if you come into a desperate situation, let us know and we'll see what we can do. And we've had to utilize that. And it's just also nice to have the other agencies on board as the beneficiaries on board. Because I know when I run out of tuna, they may have tuna somewhere, and I can possibly bargain cereal for tuna. But I want to leave you with this thought. Our motto for last year was that hunger really isn't a choice, but sharing food is. And I really see Project Salina as that community-wide way of sharing food. And I can't thank you enough for your time, for listening to how important it is to the food bank, and I encourage you to participate. If anyone has questions about the food bank, I'm sorry that I have to run and dodge your questions for today, but you're welcome to give me a call anytime. I'm usually there Monday through Friday. Or stop by if you haven't toured our facility. It's at 255 South Chicago. So thank you for your time.
All right, Salvation Army, you want to?
I don't know if I can talk. I speak loud enough, I don't need a microphone. So how's everybody doing? Lieutenant Luke with the Salvation Army, along with my beautiful wife, Captain Patricia. So she outranks me in marriage, at the Salvation Army, in life, but I'm fine with that. So, but she wanted me to speak because I'm a better speaker, I guess, or I just don't know when to shut up. So either one. So I want to tell you, Project Salina has definitely helped us a lot. We've actually seen an uptick, just like the food pantry, and people coming in for services. In fact, we had to purchase a box truck to handle the food load because of all the need that we saw for food. We were just picking up stuff in our janitor's pickup truck and getting like a half a pallet or one pallet. And now with the purchase of a box truck, we can go pick up a couple pallets, 3 pallets at a time of food. And the food doesn't stay in our food pantry for very long. It disappears quite a bit. And as Karen said, we've been able to help them as well when they run low on product. They've called us up and, like she said, the fire system, what do you guys need? Well, what do you need? Well, this is what we need. What do you, okay. So, but there's some times where, what do you need? Here, we'll just give it to you. We don't need anything in return. So that's what's really useful and helpful about agencies helping one another out. Is sometimes we just do it because we can. We don't ask for anything in return. And Project Salina doesn't ask for anything in return either. They just help because of the goodness of their hearts, and we greatly appreciate that. But I want to tell you the opportunity that we had with, we feed 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, dinners from 4 to 5:30. And we're fairly new in the community, only been here since July. And we've had the chance to go out and visit other agencies and other places that serve meals. And we realized that there's not a lot of places that serve meals on Sunday. In fact, I think only the Rescue Mission and possibly one other place serves meals on Sunday. But for people on the north side, it's hard to get down to the Rescue Mission or to those other places. So we said, well, we can change that. So we have a mobile canteen, which we use for our emergency disaster services. It's actually a kitchen on wheels, pretty much like a, mobile kitchen. And so we said we can change that. So we took our mobile canteen out in January, February, March, and the first 2 weeks of April, we served meals in the park to whoever wanted to come up and get food, mainly for homeless people, but we didn't turn anybody away. If somebody came up and said they're hungry, or if they just wanted food, guess what? You can have food. And as a result of that, we saw almost 700 people get fed just on Sundays from 4 to 6 in the park. So that just tells us that there is a need still for people who want food and can't get the food. And some people, in fact, one of the times that we had, I think it was the first Sunday we did it, we had a gentleman come up with tears in his eyes and said, "I haven't eaten since Thursday. And this is a great, thank you guys so much for doing this." And we actually gave him an extra meal to take with him so that he didn't have to starve or look for another meal elsewhere. But we did tell him, "Hey, have you tried this place and this place and this place as well?" Because they do meals during the week. So because of Project Salina, we were able to accomplish that goal. We were able to feed a community. In fact, we're actually thinking about how can we continue this into the summer months. What can we do in the summer months to help feed a community that is hungry? So we'll probably be relying on Project Salina a little bit more for a little bit more food to help feed the community. But because of Project Salina, we've, like I said, almost 700 people, and and we do roughly feeding program. We fed just last year about 8,400 people just in our feeding program. That's just dinner time, and then we've done just in these last couple months, we've had about 200 families come into our food pantry for food. So we're actually seeing an uptick in food pantry as well. So we couldn't be more grateful for Project Salina and everything they do for us. So that's the Salvation Army. And one more plug, we are celebrating 125 years this year in this community. So we'll be having a community block party on July 23rd. We invite you guys all to come up and take a look at our facility and just join in the festivities as well. So there you go. Thank you.
Take off my Project Salina hat for a moment and talk a little bit about DVAC. I'm Susan. I'm the Grant Project Specialist at DVAC. I've been there going on my 11th year now, and about just as long with Project Salina. So Project Salina is something that's near and dear to me personally as being a board member, but also seeing the good that it does for the agencies. And just as Captain was saying and Karen was saying, the 5 receiving agencies, so us, DVAC Ashby, Rescue Mission, Salvation Army, and the Food Bank, we all do such a wonderful job of calling back and forth saying, hey, we are completely out of the tuna. Do you guys happen to have any tuna? And it may even just be a case or two, but if that gets us through until our next order comes in, the agencies do really well about talking to each other and saying, hey, do you need cereal? We're long on cereal and it's about to expire. So to kind of give you an idea about how DVAC benefits from Project Salina, we have been part of this now for, 8-9 years I think we've been receiving. And before that we used to have to turn families away where we weren't able to assist with food. Last calendar year, so January through December of 21, we sheltered 259 individuals. And with our new shelter, when we relocated, we can now house men, women, and children, as well as cats and dogs. And so we've seen a huge increase in our shelter. We doubled capacity when we moved, and also opening up to one of the very few co-ed domestic violence and sexual assault shelters in the state, as well as being pet friendly. We not only get people from here, but we also get people fleeing violence from different areas coming into our location because we're able to help them get to a safe place and bring their whole family with them. In 2021, we have served just under 27,000 meals. That's in shelter and also the meals that we were able to provide to individuals living here in Salina and Saline County that were outreach victims that we were serving. So with COVID, we saw a huge uptick with domestic violence. Domestic violence, you see a lot of isolation anyways, and then the pandemic basically gave a cover story as to why they weren't allowed to go anywhere, and we saw the abuse go up. We were then able to go where moms and dads were coming to us to come and get food, or they would go to the food bank and get food. They were no longer even allowed to go out and do that. And so with Project Salina, we were able to go and put together care packages for them and then deliver it to them. So that way we knew, hey, if the kids were under quarantine and not getting those school meals, we didn't have to worry about anybody going hungry. Ever since we've been with Project Salina, like I said, we haven't had to turn anybody away. Our shelves may get a little bare here and there with trying to get the food items in, but it's been a blessing. I can't tell you how much it's able to help people. Just as Captain was saying, somebody came up and said Sunday he hadn't eaten since Thursday. We have moms that don't eat because they need to make sure that they can feed their children. And so one of the first things if you come into DVAC and you're receiving services is, have you eaten? And do you need a glass of water? Can I get you anything to drink? Because some people haven't eaten for days, either because they're trying to provide for their family and they have limited resources, maybe they have no resources, or maybe that's the abuser's way of controlling them. I need you to make this meal. You're going to serve all of us, but you're going to sit here and watch us eat. And so being able to fill somebody's need, even when they come in for services at our office or come into shelter, it's huge. So I can't thank you guys enough, and it's great seeing all your faces again. I recognize a bunch of you guys from years past, so thank you for your support this year and your support in the past and moving forward. So thanks.
Salina Rescue Mission.
Good afternoon. Does anyone need more pastas? Except for you, Cutter. No, she's been cutting her noodles. I'm concerned about that. My name is Robert Levis. I'm the Operations Director for the Salina Rescue Mission. Chad Young is our Executive Director, is usually here to speak to you guys. He's not here this week, unfortunately. But I get the privilege, he used to be a preacher, so I'm in front of a podium, and they said 5 minutes. So we'll be offering seconds. We'll be done in about 30. But I get a moment to tell you about your work. That's really what this is. All these agencies, we talk about what we do, but the truth is we couldn't do it if we didn't have you. That's a fact. Right? The scripture talks about in Luke 10, there's a story that all of us probably know. It's called the Good Samaritan. We know the story of helping people in crisis and in need, right? And the story unfolds with this idea, this man who is a kind of a thrown away person who people kind of walk away from. Don't want to be around. Actually might cross the street to be away. The Samaritan, in biblical context, it would have been an outcast himself, stops in that moment, helps that man, and takes him to what's in the Bible called an inn, a place to heal, a place to get water and food. And the beautiful thing about what that is that place was partnered with the Samaritan. That place was able to do service while the Samaritan is away. So in these donations, when you partner with Project Salina, your ministry, your work is not in just the check. Amen. Take them all, write big checks. Big checks with big numbers are great. But the beauty of what that is, that moment transports through the whole year. We've been hearing numbers, and numbers are great, but I want to give you some numbers as well. Last year, 2,000 people in Salina experienced homelessness. 2,000 were right under 50 in our city. Those are our people. Those are our family members out in the community. And because of what we were able to do between Ashby House, DVAC, the Salina Rescue Mission, Central Kansas Mental Health puts people in hotels at points who need help. You guys are able to house them and feed them. So there's a whole study, and it's called the Madlock Hierarchy of Needs, and I'm not a smart person, but I read people who might be. But the idea is the base level need is food. Right? The insecurity of food. And we look at people, well, why don't you get better? Why don't you change? And they're just thinking, man, where am I going? Because of what you guys do, we're able to address that level. At the Rescue Mission, we did 53,000, conservatively, 53,000 meals last year. You guys fed 53,000 meals last year. The beautiful part is that we get to take those people in, and we get to give them a house, a place to live, clothes, shelter, training. And this last year, even through the midst of COVID and all the crisis, your work with us, I have 80% of my guests are full-time employed. That's your work. Isn't that awesome? And so the beauty of what it is, yes, you are feeding, but you're not just doing that. You're helping that base level need, which allows success and safety in their home. It allows them to know their self-worth. Partner with different agencies and helping their mental health. And ultimately, they're giving back into the community. And that's the message. So your work isn't done. You've seen the numbers, man. Homelessness, food insecurity is getting huge. But we're Salinians. I'm learning that. I'm from California. Not really sure how to say it. Salinians. I would ask the needle cutter, but she won't tell me. So we're something, but the beauty is we're a community that comes together. And to see the power of what you guys do in Project Salina. I got a call last Friday, right? On Good Friday, I got a call and Project Salina said, there's a blessing, can you get it? And it was awesome. We were really stressed out, and then I really stressed out a truck and put a pallet. I was driving lowrider that day. It was amazing. Bringing California back. It's all good. But the beauty is that's your work, that's your ministry, and the project of what it is. It's not just food. It gives us the opportunity to be the place for healing, for hope, and change. And that's your work. All these agencies, we partner, and this is your ministries, your service to your community. Salina Rescue Mission, we thank you so much. Appreciate what you do. By the way, if you liked the meal you had today, we serve a meal twice a day, every day, free of charge. I'm not that fancy, but we want to call it La Mission, which is just La Mission. But no, don't ask questions. It's good. But we want you to come, and we invite everyone in the community to come, sit with our community, and let's dine together. And together, in Salina, Kansas, we can start changing lives. I thank you very much.
All right, our representative from Ashby House was unfortunately unable to make it today. But as you can see, there's lots of need out there, and it is just great being able to help out these agencies. Project Salina, we are all volunteer, so none of the money that's collected comes to us. It's all going out for product. We don't have administration fees and all of that kind of stuff. So we are really out there. The whole goal of Project Salina is to feed the hungry. The city that cares about the hungry is Project Salina. I've mentioned this, I want to mention again, any checks made out to Project Salina. Any questions that you come up with, grab one of us in the blue shirt if you got a question today. If something comes up that you think of something later, email us at projectsalina@gmail.com. We monitor that email all the time, and we'll get back to you. Sometimes, because we are all volunteer, if it's something that we have to get a decision out of everybody, it may take us a day or two because we may be operating via email, but we will. We're all very, very passionate about Project Salina. and we want to continue to see it grow just like it has. And we want to say thank you to all of you, because you're the ones that make everything great. Patrick!
No.
Patrick was able to make it, so
I've been picking up mulch, so I'm sorry that I'm not here. But, thank you, Project Salina. We really enjoy your support of just the community coming together and helping us feed people. It is really a big help to not just our clients at Ashby House, but the community. So it's just good when we have a community that can come together and just help each other. We get people from all over, and a lot of them are amazed at what we have to offer in Salina as far as community resources and help. So we just appreciate all that is being done. We fed, over about 16,000 meals last year to our clients, and it's a welcoming thing when they can come and know that we can help them with their basic needs, and a basic need is food. So we continue to spread the word about Project Salina and tell everybody about our partnership with you all, and it's just a great resource to have, and I'm proud to be a part of it, and I'm just proud that Salina has the community that offers that to everybody who comes here. So I don't have very much prepared to say, but just thank you for supporting Project Salina, and we will continue to do that also. All right? Thank you.
one other thing that I wanted to let you guys know, we are partnering up with the radio station on the 29th. We're going to have a cruise down Santa Fe. We'll be set up down at the Temple area. Come cruise Santa Fe. The radio stations are really playing this up for us, and you'll be able to pull in the parking lot, pop your trunk, we'll grab what you got, and then you can continue on the evening. So support that, and go back and encourage all of your fellow employees to support the project. And with that, I'll let everybody go. Thank you.